Okay, then we'll welcome everybody and thanks for coming along to this session. I'd like to introduce Helen Billingham, who is from CIC Wellbeing, who will be talking about their new wellbeing platform. So, Helen, I just say that put any questions in the chat. We'll ask them as we go along, but we'll have a kind of open session at the end around questions as well. Sorry, Helen, carry on.
That's wonderful. Thank you. Hi, everyone. It's nice to see you all. I am from CIC, as Cindy mentioned. So we provide the Employee Assistance Program for you. What I will do is spend a little bit of time going through the experience of the Employee Assistance Program, and then I'll move into talking about the new digital wellbeing platform, which we call Ellie. So I will share my screen to talk through the experience for you. So this is everything that you are able to access. The Employee Assistance Program that we provide has lots of different support options for you as an organisation and for the parent carer forums. So the experience would be thinking whether you would like to reach out for emotional support, financial support, legal support. There's also lots of different guidance on the right-hand side that you can see in that purple circle. But what you would do is you would reach out to us. You can find out about us through your website, any awareness sessions, which is what we're here today, and leaflets that will be sent out after this call. So what happens is you would reach out to us via phone, live chat, or email, and we would then have a qualified counsellor who answers the phone or responds to you on email or live chat that will be able to conduct a clinical assessment with you. Now, the clinical assessment can give you in the moment emotional support. So if, for example, you're having a difficult day and you're wanting a safe, confidential space to speak to someone that's qualified to help de-escalate your emotions or talk through something that is particularly difficult for you at that time, you can do that. It doesn't necessarily mean that you need to go on and have structured counselling with us, but it just gives you that safe, confidential space to have a conversation with a qualified counsellor. So reaching out, having that in the moment support, and that clinical assessment will determine how we can support you moving forward. So it might be that you would need financial support, but also emotional support. So we can make sure that you're getting that support as both at the same time. So you can go through, have up to 6 sessions of of structured counselling with a qualified counsellor. As I mentioned before, the confidentiality is really, really important. It is completely confidential unless there is a high-risk situation and we are concerned for your safety or the welfare of others. That's the only time we would ever breach confidentiality, but we would speak with you about that first. So it is confidential. No one will know that you reached out to us. Your support program, as I mentioned earlier, on the right-hand side, there's lots of different support. It could include one of these. It could include all of these. So by conducting the clinical assessment and having the conversation really with the qualified counsellor, it will mean that we'll be able to provide you with a support and the most appropriate and safest support for you. So it could be that there's that financial guidance, legal advice, and structured counselling all at once. So you're having lots of different support from the EAP. So I would always encourage you to reach out, ask that question of, this is what I'm going through at the moment. I'm not sure what I need, but can you guide me through it? Our qualified counsellors will be able to do that. And if needed, we can signpost you to some other support there as well. So this is just a quick overview of the experience on the EAP. What I will do now is I will move into sharing my screen with Ellie, the new digital wellbeing platform. But I thought I might just pause for a second to see if there are any questions around the Employee Assistance Program. You can also think of them and then ask me at the end if you want to as well. Okay, we'll move into going through the digital platform. So this is Ellie. This is a new digital platform that we have launched. It's absolutely wonderful. Can you see that screen?
Yeah.
Perfect. So as I mentioned before, you will have had access details emailed to you. They'll be following this call as well too. What you would do is you would log in using your domain website and your username and password. So they are your organizational logins. And once you log in, you'll then be prompted to set up your own profile. Your own profile is personalized to you, but it means that you are able to put your interests in, mention what you like in terms of wellbeing topics. So I'll just go to that. So this is my profile, for example. You can see down the bottom here, preferences. So you can select themes and channels because it will suggest content based on your interests and your preferences. I haven't put anything in there because there's lots of different options. So this is just to show everyone what it is like, but you can put preferred topics in there so that content will start to be suggested to you as you're working through the platform. The platform, to think of it, is a holistic view on well-being. So anything that's mental health, anything that is looking at that financial piece and the legal support, but also mindfulness and physical movement, nutrition. There's over 6,500 pieces of clinically verified content within this platform. So the clinical team have gone through and made sure that everything within the platform is okay to be on the platform. And if there's any content that needs a little bit of a warning before people view it, then that's been added in as well. So you can see this front page is scrolling through different topics. So Pension Awareness Week, it is going through having that here. So we've got Inclusion Week. These are always updated. So Pension Awareness Week, if we click on this, find out more, it will come up with a lot of details on pensions. So you can see here, we've got videos, we've got related organizations, related videos, broadcasts, podcasts, related resources. So what I'll do is I will go through each little icon on the left-hand side, but the first one does start with videos. So videos can be anywhere from 5 minutes to 15 minutes. However, they're broken down into little series. So it is broken down into little chunks of time so that you can look at what is important to you. And it might be like, how can I discuss retirement with my partner and family? And you only want to watch that 1 minute and 15 seconds. So you can log in and you can look at that. Or you could look at the whole video and it would autoplay for you. You can share this with friends or family members or anybody that you wanted to. You can mark it as helpful, and you can also save it. If you save it, it will click over into this save for later piece. And in the top, there is an option for you to create your own playlist. So if there are mindfulness things that you would like to add in, you can create your own playlist and call it mindfulness. It's completely up to you. It's very bespoke. This is, if once you've set up your own personal profile, this is everything that you will be able to visually see. So you'll be able to see the save for later. You'll be able to see the playlist. That won't be visible to anybody else. But everything on the platform is within these 16 different wellbeing channels. So you might be looking at relationships or physical wellbeing, as I mentioned before, sexuality and gender, but everything falls within this different channel. There's also suggested topics that are down the bottom, or equally, you can just search. So if we were to type in pensions, it will come up with all of the details and resources on pensions and how it can support you. So videos, as I mentioned, we'll go through them from the top to the bottom. If you don't set up your personal preferences, it will just show up what is trending. So with the trending videos at the moment, you can see here we've got depression, neurodiversity, a lot of exercise as well. So a lot of people are looking at that physical part of health. Then you can go through, you can scroll down, you can see all of these here. So we've got work-life balance series, which is fantastic to see. looking at lots of different topics. These are all lived experiences. So people that have been through something that are speaking about their own experience and how they sought out some support, or how they, spoke to their family members. So it's just giving that guidance and that lived experience view. Podcasts are also in here. So on the front page, you can see how long it goes for, and you can see the little overview of that. The whole platform can be downloaded onto your phones as an app, and that's in the guidance as well. That's within the email, so you'll be able to know how to do that. So podcasts, for example, great when you're going for a run or a walk to listen to. Equally, putting one on in the car, but you can get the little bit of an overview of what is within the podcast by just opening it up and having a look through there. And again, on every single collection, you can search by the topic or the name. Then we've got roundtables, and the roundtables are different experts or different people talking about different topics within wellbeing. So you can see here that we've got 4 people that are talking about making inclusion a reality. And if you were to click on it, you would then be able to see where they come from, where they're speaking from, and what their backgrounds are. And then always, as it mentions down the bottom, there's related organizations, related videos. There's always suggested content in after every single thing that you view there. So you can kind of click on the next thing that might be relevant to the topic. The playlists that are in here, these are clinically created and curated playlists. So our clinicians have gone through and created a playlist for Men's Health Week, for example. So lots of different pieces of content within the platform have been put into this playlist. And it might be that whilst somebody is reaching out to us and going through that structured counselling, the clinical team might reference these. So they might say, why don't you, between now and our next session next week, look into the Men's Health Week playlist and look at this video or listen to this podcast. So it's giving you those tangible tools to look after your wellbeing as well. And these are always added to and curated by our wellbeing experts there. But as I mentioned before, you can see that there's financial support too. So around renting, buying a house, parenting and finances. So there's lots of different content in there already created into one playlist for you to view. Experts, you can hover over the different experts that will help support. And these are obviously people from all walks of life talking about their experience. So this one here, Tom is a bushcraft instructor and life coach, and a little bit around his business profile and services, but also videos that he's recorded for the platform. So you can go through and look at how to reset your mind during a busy day. Then after the experts, you can look at the support directory. And I think this is fantastic. So this is for anybody that's thinking, when you're trying to Google something and you're trying to find somewhere or different organizations that can help support with certain things, this is where you can go and it will all be in one spot for you. It is updated on a weekly basis, and anything that's coming through to us on the advice line, if there's any trending topics that we don't have any support directory for, what we will do is we will find an organization that we can add to the list and put that within there. So phone numbers are always checked to make sure that they're still valid, as well as the organizations, making sure that they are still up to date and functioning as an organization. So we can type in here pension, as we did before, and you can see here it comes up with all these pension support services. So pensions regulator, money helper, you can click through, but when you go onto them, for example, it will show you where they are. So it will be able to give you a information on where they are. So try this one here. Here we go, perfect. So the money charity, you can see that the address is in London. You can find directions, you can call them, you can click through to their website as well as their social media channels. but you can also share this, which I think is, you know, a really fantastic thing. So all different ways to share this this organization, but there are over 800 organizations based within the UK which offer help and advice. So it's looking at that and giving yourself that, you know, signposting yourself to that, or just reaching out to them and having that support. Then we can move into the resource directory. This is anything from documents to apps to websites to podcasts, but it will just, we'll go with the theme of what we're talking about today. So if we type in pension, it will show that there is a website, there's an article, there's a helpline, there's an app, there are videos, and there's articles. So there's lots and lots of different ways to find support and look at different things. And as I've typed in pension, all these other different subtopics have come up as well. So just making sure that you're looking in that resource directory and that support directory, as well as those lived experience videos, just, you know, what is related to you. It might be something that you don't particularly want to pick up the phone or speak to one of our counsellors about. And this is where Ellie is really fantastic, to be able to look at, you know, lived experience and videos of people saying, you know, that they had certain support, and it might be that they reached out to a counsellor and had that structured support, which you could do through the EAP, but it might be looking at the support directory and seeing what other support is there for you. And then the last thing I will show you, besides how to access, is offers. So a few little discount offers for you to be able to look through. These are always being added to. So you can see here, you can get healthy food for your dog. You can get the scented range of aromatherapy with a discount. So going through and having a look at that is absolutely fantastic to do as well. Then the online chat. This, I won't click on it because it will pop up with a new window. What it will do is it will give you access to their clinical team. So you can speak to a counsellor through live chat. So if you don't want to pick up the phone, you can go through there. But equally, if you didn't want to look at the live chat, you would be able to get support and leave a message essentially. So it would be saying, what help do you need? You can click on the drop down there, what organisation you belong to, put in a tiny bit about your information, but we can contact you back. So we would be able to say, you know, can we leave you a voicemail, and when can we call you back? And that will come through to us and we'll be able to contact you back. And there's also tech support if ever needed. And that is the entirety of the platform. There's also the last thing to show you is the quick escape, which if you click on this, it will take you to the BBC weather. So I will stop sharing and see if any questions have come through.
There's none on the chat. I don't know if anybody present has any questions they would like to ask now.
I'd just like to ask if you could show us some information on meditations and sort of looking after yourself, if you could show us some of those.
Sure.
I've definitely had a stressful week.
It's so good to look at the different pieces of content that are within the platform. I particularly like the mindfulness pieces. So if you look in the channels, you can see here that there is a channel that is focused directly on mindfulness. So looking through here, there's different organizations. There are videos. So it might be that it is an introduction to mindfulness. So what, you know, you're curious, what is meditation? I've never done it before. I'm not sure what to expect. How do I do it? Looking at this video will be absolutely fantastic to do. So it might be, how is it different from relaxation? How has it helped you? What's the best way to start? So lots of different pieces on, you know, education of different topics within wellbeing, but also, you know, how to get started and do that. So if we were to go back, we can then look at the lots of different videos that are there. Podcasts as well, explores the subject of happiness with mindset coach, and then journaling, as well as mindfulness practice introduction to mindfulness and the 5 senses. I mean, this is our clinically curated playlist. So you can look through here, and this is really wonderful. This is a breathing exercise, the 5-minute body breath exercise, and it gives you, so Ashley Maria Esdale is going through this, but there's also, you know, a nice visual to look at as well. So you can type in meditation, you can type in mindfulness, or you can look through the channel. Hope that has helped. And
thank you. I shall be breathing in and out slowly later.
yeah, have a look. You know, sometimes it's just taking that 5 minutes out of your day to you know, focus on your own well-being and your own mental health, which is fantastic. Are there any other questions?
I think you've astounded everybody. I'm hoping everybody kind of will give it a go and sign up to it and pass the message on to other forums. I think it would be really, you know, and to their forum steering group members, I think it would be really useful to kind of share it. We'll obviously be sending out the recording of today and send a link to it on YouTube to everybody who's attended and to all forums. So, you know, you'll be able to share the link with your colleagues and to sort of talk to them about it. So hopefully you'll all be doing that later, and other people will watch today's session. But just want to thank you so much, Helen, for going through it. Have we jogged anyone else to asking any questions, or can we give you everybody a bit of time back? Otherwise, I think it just, you know, leaves me to thank you, Helen, for today, and Cindy for stepping in. Oh, we've got a question. How fantastic. Cindy, do you want to kind of, are you okay to read it out?
Yeah, it just
Otherwise
says,
going.
that's brilliant. So bit of a positive feedback. I'm just going to ask if we could have the recording really useful space and tool. You've had the login details, the website and the login details, so it's perhaps just a chance to go on and have a bit of a play and a look round.
Yeah, it's all ready to go. Yeah, log in and have a play.
And I have put the login details in the chat, so feel free to use that if you can't find the email.
And I believe
we will resend the email as well.
I believe you can download it as an app as well. Is that right, Helen?
Yes, you can. Yes. So there is guidance within the details that I have sent across. However, I will speak from my iPhone as I'm an iPhone user. But if you have the web page open, there's a little box at the bottom with an arrow up. If you click on that, scroll to the bottom and add to the home screen, it will add as an icon and make it a mobile friendly version for you.
Brilliant, thank you. Well, thanks for everybody for coming. And if there's no further questions, I think we'll end the session there, if that's all right. Sarah?
Huge thanks to everybody. Yeah, we'll end the session. Thank you so much, everybody. I'll now close today. Thank you, Helen.
Thank you.